Okay, afternoon everybody. My name is Jarek, I'm the Archon Studio CEO. And welcome to our bi-weekly so far. I think this is number 50 AMA, so ask me anything. Also, in this series, we also do updates, so I'll provide some updates to our projects, what's new, what's old, and what's on the agenda for the next these few months. So yeah, drop the questions, keep them coming, and I will try to answer. No, I will definitely answer them, the best of my knowledge. Okay. A few things. Let's just have a look on the comment board. Yes, I do have some announcement. That announcement is gonna be towards the end of the at the end actually of AMA. It's one of many announcements that is gonna be this year, but it's about IP games. Yeah, we're gonna get there in a sec. So, Paolo, Thursday with Jarek feels like Fridays. Thank you. I'm glad we are getting sci-fi sets. The Pledge Manager. Yep, the Pledge Manager will be huge for caves. I think the idea is also to add more painted sets. One of the new painted sets is being now tested from old sets. So yeah. I saw the sci-fi. Edward is asking. I saw the sci-fi question on the email. Yes, on the survey. That's correct. Yes, the starfinder needs more support from Archon. I was on the licensing expo, and I have a chat with Paizo. I know they have like big plans for the starfinder. Although we didn't have a discussion about it, what else we can do for the starfinder. But we're gonna carry on releasing models, that's for sure. And we're also going to get a brand new list of models, starfinder, for the release. We also will do more collab with Pathfinder, if not Pathfinder, Pathfinder. I believe the team is working with them now on providing them with pre-painted terrain, Sci-fi 1, and pre-painted on the on Prisma account. So if you go to Jenkin, if you go to the Paizo stand, when they will be doing demos of new Starfinder, probably you'll have a chance to play on this new pre-painted terrain. I hope they can implement the dungeons and lasers concept and use it for Moto Battlegrounds, specifically Castle Great School and Snake Mountain. Steve, there is something we are currently working on, which yes includes dungeons and lasers and the Moto Battleground. Actually, Moto, yeah. But I'm saying too much. But yes, there will be something. The only one problem is that when we look at the model Battleground, obviously the game is on hexes, yeah, and Dungeons and Lasers is not on a hex; it's basically on squares. But yep, it will be solved. I do have some updates. I have some miniatures to show you. Some things you haven't seen because we just got approval this morning, so. Team gave me links and I've got that everything in a presentation, which we're gonna move there in a second. Yep. That one behind it, this is the cover art from the Chronicle, and that one above us, above my head, is the obviously Wolfenstein. It's not finished yet. It's still a couple more is missing here, so we get that in there. Is there any way to buy Home 3 big box today? Nope. Nope. No chance to buy it at the moment. I believe you have to wait for the next campaign. It's only going to be available through that campaign, and that's it. The last campaign with the big boxes. Yeah. Actually, we're gonna have two big boxes. One is the normal one from the previous campaign, and then one mini big box. Is that X from Alien in the background? It's from Chronicle X. Thank you. We make them in-house with our Prisma cast machines. So they're good for everything, almost. Okay, let's check the slides maybe quickly. So heroes, as always, new expansion development. I do have that for you. Master of Orion. Just the one slide. I want to show you something quickly. I took one snapshot for the for something which is there. Some Master of the Universe Battleground update, and then towards the end we have a caves and one more announcement. So quickly from Emma. So some questions from Discord and in social media in general. Yeah. So will there be a laser component for the DNL7? There won't be. DNL7 is Fantasy 1 and is miniatures oriented. We've sent survey. We do have some results from the survey. So in general, what themes people would like to see and what we should focus on miniatures wise is that. So seaport, miniatures, NPCs and ships. We got 33% of people. We got like 3,600 people voting here or giving us some feedback and answers. Then we have outdoor settings, so kind of Encounter 2, which sits at 18%, and then we have 16% for town, city, miniatures and NPCs. So we will focus definitely on top 3. Yeah, so you might potentially expect a sea monsters, creatures, NPCs, ships, and maybe large ship, or maybe something modular like a small ship that could be, you know, built in something bigger. And everything with design with the Dungeons and Lasers system, clipping system. So that's that. It's something I have to sit down by myself to design the concept. And then we have the miniatures, because we also ask you to give us feedback about the miniatures. Or don't worry about this flashy thingy. It's not being set up. I just, you know, it's gonna be nice and tidy next time. So I hope it's not gonna be flashing too much. So just going back to that one, loads of feedback about the miniatures. So Hydra, sorry, Leviathan, Sea Serpents. So everything around that one is it's a good call. So yeah, that's what we're going to be focusing on for the DNL7. Now, anything sci-fi, it will be arriving soon. Not soon, but there's a plan for next year. I'm already working on one more project, to squeeze in one more project, which I would like to have the sci-fi one. And there will be additional survey sent out. We need to basically weigh the interest in the in sci-fi theme or sci-fi terrain sets, and also we will need some answers from you about the theme we should go for in terms of sci-fi. Okay. Any update on Sleipnir? No, not this time around. Maybe with the following campaigns we will have some voting. So maybe, yeah. When will you start sending out Home 3 base games brought through your website? They're going to be sent out with this shipping wave. So this means as soon as we're going to receive the boxes from China, we will start shipping them out. I know just before we start this, when Michał told me there is an additional 7 days delay at the port, not at the port, at the with the train. The train is basically on hold. It happens, especially when you go through Belarus. The political tension and everything else around it is basically causing this delay. I don't know. I don't want to get in too much into politics, but I think this is about whenever, you know, the import is being triple checked when it goes through Belarus. There's always tension and pressure from China to do something, you know, I don't know. I think that's the thingy, but I don't know if this is working or not. But in general, yeah, the train is blocked for, delayed for 7 days, so we have to wait for that one. Yeah, so soon, really soon. It's definitely gonna be this month. I hope it's gonna be next week, because we meant to receive everything on 12th, which is tomorrow, but now it's being pushed for the next following 7 days, if not within 2 weeks. Quick question about the recent Battlegrounds campaign. If my last scheduled payment for stretch pay is October and I am able to select the legacy shipping, and those items will be shipped in October after my last payment. Yes, in general, if you go, the way it works is if you want a legacy shipping of everything, you have a couple options. You have to close your pledge, so it means you have to pay it off fully. Or you can just wait, because Pledge Manager will be open for XYZ. And once you pay it off, all the stretch pays, you just close your pledge and then select the legacy shipping, and it will be packed for you and shipped out. The cutoff is like every Thursday when we go and download the data, and that data is fed to production to prepare all the stock on Friday for shipping on the following week, so Monday, Tuesday for shipping. So yeah, and that's that. Yeah, so don't worry about it. You won't have to wait till God knows for when, or for the legacy shipping. How is the new place working out for everyone? Happy? Yeah, it is. You can feel it, that people they feel much better. Definitely offices. At the moment, we're having problems with production. It's basically too hot there. Although we haven't finished, installing everything. So in CNC, the aircon needs to be there installed and stuff like that. Otherwise, everything is actually quite good. We have access to good, what's the name? Good mediums, like water, coffee, and stuff like that. Which is finally looks like a normal office. As it should in 21st century, right? Yeah. For caves, how is the progress going? Any new paint schemes or sprues to show? Yes, I have a miniatures to show you today, sprues to show you today, and we finally get all the machines up and running after a move, and we are on mass production painting at the moment for the previous sets, for the legacy sets still, but more tests is coming this week and next week, so we need to get on top of that one for the Pledge Manager, because we won't be starting Pledge Manager without showing you what exactly you're getting in terms of pre-painted sets. That's that. Yeah, that's a Master of Orion, by the way. So I took this picture. Ignore the tile. This tile is very, very old. This is not the latest version of the tile, but you might recognize those two models, and this is the models you're going to find in our sets. We were just comparing apples to apples just to see where we're going to be with our miniatures and models against the competition. So that's the kind of idea. So this is what we might expect from this game. Although I think it will be the premium content. So miniatures, like a proper miniatures, should be the premium content, and everything else probably gonna be something else. We're still working on it because the cost currently is quite high. And this game, content-wise, and how much stuff we have prepared for this game, for Master of Orion, is even bigger than you will find with Humphrey. So it's really, at the moment, it's huge. We need to start looking where the fat is and start cutting it out slightly, or maybe just move some things into expansions and things, because it's really too heavy, too large, and too costly. I think the current manufacturing cost is almost $50 per game, which is extremely high comparing to any other games we've made before. Okay. Let's check some questions. So the question is about the follower gift. No, we're not planning to change this one to anything else. At the moment, it's going to stay as it is. So the track hack will stay. We're not going to be changing it. We only decided to do small change and adjustment to the fact it's got attached. So we did some voting and yeah, just have a look on the last update. But we don't plan to do any changes. It's a nice thing to actually have it on your shelf, and that's about it. I know it's not playable. I know it's not kind of, yeah, but it is still very valuable to any collectors, and we have many of collectors looking at the numbers from our survey. So yeah. I saw on today's caves update transparent cave wall. No, not yet. Not yet. Some of the transparent bits will be there, but not yet. I mean, just wait for the stay for the pledge manager. Everything is still on the table. We haven't kind of like, you know, we still have like 3 weeks to decide fully what we would do. So yeah. Has there been any progress on when Battleground will be available on Amazon for Canada? We work on that one, Kale. I mean, it is extremely complicated. We thought it's going to be much easier, but the tax point, invoicing from Amazon, we are doing this with experienced people, but then we have to obey to anything, you know, European and Polish regulations, which there is many. So I know the team is looking for all the solutions. We just had a few additional trainings and to get us up to speed with that one, and how Polish company can have a store in the USA on USA Amazon. It's really complicated. But the cutoff date was last month. We obviously like 2 weeks now into a delay, and the new cutoff, I would say, should be the end of this month. So we need another week to get all the paperwork up and running, and then get the store launched. Although the store is everything done, by the way. We have everything, all the back end for the store, all the graphics, everything is basically there, just waiting to be up and running. Imagine is actually commenting here. The Amazon deal should be resolved very soon. Since you guys have the Heroes of Might and Magic license for analog adaptations, have you ever considered doing a Dark Messiah board game? No, we haven't considered Dark Messiah. There is a few things which will happen with this campaign. By the way, I think I won't spoil too much if I'm going to say that the new campaign for Heroes will also include some merch. So please expect some merch there. And if you have some ideas what you would like to see in terms of merch and what you would like to buy, just leave the comment. Leave the comment under this live, under this AMA. But you may expect some merch, yes. So definitely some hoodies, maybe some shirts, t-shirts, maybe some other bits and bobs. But that's new. That's new, and this is what we've basically been giving approval for. Right, so just going back to, I'm going too far. What's going on here? So Heroes at GameFound, if you haven't signed up yet, just you may join. 21,000 people so far signed up for the campaign, and the campaign is going to be starting, I think it's second or third week of September. Right. Heroes. Let's clear this one. So you have seen that one, right? We post this one, I believe. We post this one in the campaign, and as you can see, a free, 17th of September. Jakub just confirmed the campaign is going to be launched. The day is unmovable, it will stay. Anyway, the you have seen this one for the stronghold, and here we have you have some miniatures grey out only because we had no approval for them at the moment when this graphic was made. But this morning we just got all the approval things. I'm happy to show you. I'm happy to show you the town. That's the one, and then that's the Cyclops. It's actually gonna be quite large. It's gonna be quite large miniature. Here you have in a full glory 360, comparing to other miniatures from the range. So yeah, it's towering around about 60 to 65 millimeters. So it's gonna be quite tall miniature. That's one. Mage, right? So that's the second one. It's also going to be quite large, though. I mean, that's 32 millimeter. We're looking at another 25 millimeters, so it's something like 50 millimeter. That's another one, and another 3, actually. So this is what we just been given approval for the last couple of days, literally. So yeah, that's that for heroes. As we mentioned, there's more and more things coming for heroes. There's a few other projects. You probably remember I did mention about RPG. So that's one. Not by us, it's by Modifuse, but I'm happy to see that so many things actually happening, and there's even more in the background. Yeah. I see that question board. Yeah. The Battleground. The Battleground is right. So we did some changes to the models. This is the one you requested. Previously, it had like 2 weapons, and you requested him to have just 1. And then a lot of engineering work was done for the miniatures, by the way, right? So I wanted to show you that because many of the models already been cut and ready for CNC. So at some point you're going to see a lot of tools from us and lots of miniatures, but this project is on time. There's kind of no risk of not delivering on time or shipping whatsoever, because it's just so advanced in terms of 3D, in terms of actually models cutting. I mean, this operation is the most time-consuming operation, by the way. I mean, the models cutting and all the engineering, because to every single miniature model we have to take a different approach. So yeah, but we are very advanced, and that also means, I think this is, yeah, also means some of the sprues already been done. We've done already terrain sprues. So yeah, I think in the next few months we should have everything done. Although shipping, even if you have like kind of everything, we're still gonna have to wait for shipping for January, by the way. Yeah. So there will be some period of time when we're gonna be silent, and everything will be in a manufacturing mode, which means that there is not much to update except that the stock is being built up. But I believe the shipping, it will be January. So along with actually 3 projects, it's kind of gonna collide with that, but we should be able to manage that. So yeah, the question about the battleground, the unlocked vehicles, stretch goals will be treated as waves. Yes. Yes, we plan to release them as waves. And so this year, next year, everything that actually was on that campaign, it is part of the wave for 2025, and there will be additional content, by the way, so don't worry about it. But a majority of that will be split into several different waves. By the way, I need to mention something, because the weather in Poland for the last couple of days, especially in our area, is extremely bad. It's a windy and rainy and almost like a thunderstorm. If I could the stream, basically because we lost power. We lost power yesterday, the factory, for like 3 times, and I hope we don't want to lose any power tonight. So that's that. Sounds like an Irish summer. Hi, Derek. Yeah, it is bad though. I mean, so many trees falling. We had like a huge storm last weekend on Sunday, and the town was devastated. Our small town was totally devastated. Trees fall everywhere, like in the town. You couldn't go through the town. It happened yesterday. I was a little bit worried that's gonna be even more. It wasn't, so that's good. That's that at least. And today as well, a little bit. Now it's a little bit better, but expectations are that the weather is coming back again. Oh well. Cool. Let's go to caves quickly, because Damian, that's a good question. So what happens to the piece of metal? What's happened to the tool being cut in the middle of the power outage? Can you pick it up when it stopped? Yes, in most of the cases, yes. But yesterday, actually, one of the tools was damaged. So this means we have to rework the tool. We have our own method of fixing tool and reworking. So I mean, this is like, every single damaged tool is around about like 3,000 euro waste. So we have to basically fix it. Each of them have, by the way, so half of the tool is about 3,000 euros. So we need to fix it, and we found the way of fixing tools. Still, I'm a little bit more worried about the machines, because the bigger cost is if the machine gets damaged. We have to wait for the spare parts, and machine is not in use, so it doesn't make any tools, and that's the biggest worry at the moment. Whenever we have like a power cut here, that something will happen to machine spindles, to any other machine electronics, which is not very good. And yeah, so tools I will fix. Machines, I'm extremely worried if they go down. Yeah, not to mention 30 degrees and more. Yeah, it's really hot in Poland. It's looking like that's normal, not normal weather. Oh well. Global warming, right? Have you ever considered doing a mythological wargame, Greek, Egypt, Chinese, something like Age of Mythology, with a massive tons of miniatures? No, but we already have in our release schedule next year a skirmish game in realms of fantasy. So something along with our universe that was there. So that's that. We went through this, our data, our company data, and what's funny, what is extremely funny, we make $0 on our war game. Our portfolio of products we sell is it's absolutely zero. So there's no dollar. Yeah, we make on retail sales for war game, but then we make quite a lot of money on the services we provide to other companies, like, you know, Parabellum, Mantic, GF9, Battlefront, a few others, on their miniatures. So I feel bad about it. I think our company should have a war game, should have like tabletop game. So we put actually not one but two for the next year. The first one, which is gonna be announced in December, is a sci-fi spaceship combat game. That's one. Then is also Titanomachy, which you know about it. Titanomachy is basically the mech game. With Titanomachy, we struggle a lot with concepts for mechs, but I finally found a person who is almost perfect for that task actually, to give us the concepts. And then we have the Invoker. Invoker is the name for the new game. It's going to be, well, the name suggests, but it's going to be a fantasy game in the realms of Deusle. Yeah, skirmish game, by the way. So and with completely different approach to wargame, that you have probably seen it with other companies. Most of the cases, companies just want to replicate what GW does. We just want to do something else. Oh yeah, we had this problem. See, I mean, yeah. Backup generators. We spoke with electrician today. UPS, or whatever they call them, with generators. That's the only one solution, because whenever the power cut happens, the power needs to be immediately transferred to the machine, and generators takes time to start up and generates energy. Need something like that. UPS. Yeah, that's the thing. Yes, UPS. We will do that. We have to do that. I mean, seeing what's happening the last couple of years, it's just the weather is really became extreme here in Poland, and especially in our era. Yeah, we can feel it. We can really feel it. I mean, in Germany, it's even worse. But it's happening too often now, and because of that, it's gonna cost a lot of money not to do that. So, sci-fi ship game like Nemesis, or no, it is completely something else. So, it's gonna be sci-fi ship combat game. Let's call it like that. So you may expect quite large ships, 4 factions, and those factions are based around our own universe, which we've been building for some time now. That's that. But the full announcement is gonna happen in December, because it's roughly 6 months before release. I'm happy to talk about that one if you want. Oh yeah, that's the thing really. So there is a gap in the market now. Atomic Mass Games have dumped X-Wing. That's really what we want to do. We think there is a gap for the mass game. I mean, when I say mass game, is basically you do have like a dropship commander or starship commander, I think it's called. And the problem is that they don't have kind of manufacturing capabilities to provide what market needs. So it's made like in resins or whatever. They do have some old plastics, but it doesn't work. I know they have announced the 2nd edition as well, but we don't worry about it. And our scale is much different, so expect the ships, large, massive mother ships and stuff. Yeah. Now, just going back to the discussion about the wargaming, right? So I mean, have a look. So that's the mean. Yeah, we made those. We make those great miniatures. God knows why we don't have any wargame. It's maybe because we're a little bit too scary to go into wargaming. Right, that's a sprue for that. It's small, right? It's just like, look at that. Then we have this sprue with characters. I don't know if I have shown you this. I don't think so. But I'm really, really happy about my team doing things like this. You know, the engineering for that, or engineering actually production casting of this. That. Yep. Here we have the minis. So yeah. And these are from caves, yeah. Oh, left. I really don't know what is actually stopping us from doing it. I think only our own, you know, brain damage that we're not doing it. But in general, yeah. We have tools, we have a great sculptors, we have a own manufacturing and many other things which, you know, tick in the box, but as the dwarves. I just wanted to show you this. That's the goblin there. We finally got the sprue. It's not pre-painted. It will be pre-painted next week. I'm already working on the files for that one. So some things I'm a bit worried about pre-painting is basically those deep elements, but we'll see how they come out. If the changes needed or adjustment needed, we will do it. And that's the back. And yeah, here you have a look. This is what we did for the first time, right? Like you have the floor tile, and it's got lots of tiny recesses and holes and things like that. And here, it's not like totally unified as before with the previous sets. And I've got that one. This is just a sample, by the way, so don't judge it yet. We need to. It's too bloody, right? The color is not there right yet. We have to work a little bit on the color yet. But yeah, that sprue is also done there. Like that. Now imagine that playing wargame and having like 5 of these guys, different poses, and yep. Our dream. Our dream. Go back to the slides. Let's have a look on the comment board, because there's quite a little discussion. Let's join it. Sounds interesting. We need replacement for X-Wing indeed, yes. I believe so. And not only a replacement, I really wanted to have a space combat game for a long time. We worked on one last year, 2 years ago. The movement, we come up with great solution to movement and all the other things, but we decided to we grown as a company, so now we could put more projects every year. That's the thing, because they're going to be smaller projects to any other bigger projects we do. Studio planning to develop Heroes 3 board game into an online game. No, I don't think so. I know there's a few things like tabletop simulator, but I don't think we're going to be doing anything like online. We don't have a license for that anyway. So, yeah. Your miniatures are on the another level. Assembling and painting the battleground minis is such a nice experience. Yes, especially for the battleground. Not always. This is not the case always. Let's be fair, because we have kind of two level of miniatures. Let's call them two levels, right? One level is when we have like caves and massive number of miniatures we have to cut. So this is where we really have to do a lot of work and fast and quick. So sometimes we the quality goes a little bit down. Come on, we have to go, right? We have to make like 400 miniatures for those level. We have to cut them quickly. There's no time for fixing 3 or 4 times. But with Battleground, because there is a less number of miniatures, you can spend more time on cutting them. And that's the thing. If in the future, once we move to more wargame-ish wargames, we will for sure get a slowdown and focus more on miniatures. So they're gonna be even much better than those little ones. Hi, Mike. I hope you're doing good. All the Wolverine, please. Yes, that's correct. So that's new. That's something you requested through surveys, through basically trying to contact us through different media. And so we decided to create this one additional design of the sprue. And everything which is color coded here, you will be able to do with 2 copies of the sprue to assemble. Yeah, so that's it. That's that. This is the best we can do for now. And I hope it's gonna be something you're gonna be enjoying, basically, because it is kind of we're actually going out of the our like kind of squareness of our dungeons into much more organic. So I'm a little bit worried, but yeah, we'll see. How about multi-powered vehicles or tanks? Your model's amazing. We have one tank, Wolverine. This tank was actually Mantic put that tank into their game. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, at the moment we fully 100% focus on the fantasy things, but the sci-fi is also coming. So we're gonna start with the slowly with ships, with what's the name, the mecha, and then we will move to kind of mass wargame, not mass wargame, but skirmish wargames, right? I'm always worried about doing like, let's do this, just do it, because of I think it's gonna work. No, most of the cases it doesn't work. So we have to do like step by step, okay? So that's including like going back into war games like properly, or going into war games properly. So I would rather go properly instead of throwing money at the tooling, at miniatures which will never sell, which will never work because design is not the best, or all those things which D&D players don't care about it, but which definitely wargamers will do. So yeah. What do you think about Heroes of Might and Magic RPG game from Modifius? I think this is the best could happen to Heroes of Might and Magic. Every single additional IP product from this universe is yes for me. It doesn't matter what, even if it's like, even if somebody, which is not the case at the moment, but even if somebody goes for like comic book, maybe novels, I don't know, whatever, every single bit is important, because it is going out there. It's, we make miniatures, we make board games, and if the people are going to really like Heroes of Might and Magic RPG systems, they will need miniatures for the RPG system, so they will find from our board games, or maybe from our the rank and file game, which is going to be available next year, and so on. So yeah, That's the great things about IPs, right? Modifius actually, the prime example for Modifius will be like Fallout. When the Fallout came out, like, you know, on Amazon Prime, I've seen miniatures everywhere. I've seen people buying miniatures everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And we were at the Polish show at Pyrkon, and I went to one of the stores and we had a chat about the Fallout, and said, wow, you know what? Once this was out there, once the TV show was there, they were selling like hotcakes, basically. So yeah, and that's, you know, that's how to build and grow the IP. Did you ever look on upgrading the Drider Queen size to match traditional tabletop RPG for the character? No, but I think the team needs to focus on these things. That's something my team is collecting feedback, and they will do that. They will adjust it accordingly. I know one of the models we made too long is the, well, okay, never mind. Let's carry on. What are the key aspects you guys would put your focus on to stand out among all the current existing wargames like 40k, A Song of Ice and Fire, Conquest? Well, first of all, I would never compete with GW, right? They have so much experience, and, you know, it's a huge company, so they will basically kill us with experience like in 1 minute. They're not the same company that used to be like in 2003 when War Machine was released, right? War Machine's success was basically because of GW was weak. GW is not weak anymore, so definitely I wouldn't go to any type of territory of GW. Yes, and we had the Starsight or Chronoshard, and we put a lot of time into making models and miniatures, but still there is a problem with that. There is 40k. And yeah, but other thing is basically we believe we can do much better fantasy than they did it. For some reason they pushed too much on their own IP with Age of Sigmar, I believe, and you can tell by names, by models, they're not so much interesting. And I think what we're gonna do, first of all, we're gonna bring our game a little bit closer to just like generic fantasy, because that's, in my opinion, way to go, with some sprinkle of our own IP. That's the thing. Now, in terms of gameplay, everything else, I mean, you guys know the the Warhammer 40k system is really outdated, and this idea about you go and destroy me with your army, and then whatever left will try to regain some points lost. It doesn't work in a wargame, right? So much different approach to the rules, and especially to the rules like not I go you go, but basically, you know, either initiative activation or basically a squad activation. So I activate my squad, you activate your squad. That's the thing. And yeah, narrative play, it's a big thing. I think the Frostgrave did very well with that. Frostgrave, so that's what I would use. I would use something like approach from the Frostgrave when we have quite a lot of narrative play. And yeah, the other thing is very important, which we're gonna be doing differently, is the escalation type of game. So escalation type of game is where you start low and you kind of build your army with different means. So for the Invoker game, so the name itself tells you what's about. It is about getting your army on the table through the play. So you bring more and more and more, and then we find and we have a combat. That's the difference. I'm not a big fan of setting up table for 2-3 hours before the game starts and then waiting another hour for my turn. I would rather start the game in 15-20 minutes. Let's put the table, let's put terrain on the table, let's put my invoker on a table, let's put your invoker on the table, let's start the game. And then it will gradually grow to, you know, a nice army on a table. that's something we want to do it. So a completely different approach to the war games that you will find with all those games you have here. Song of Ice and Fire use the same rules, kind of the same approach with, like, you know, 40k. Conquest is slightly different. Conquest got this idea about bringing army, but then it's too random in my opinion. So in our case, it won't be too random. You have freedom of what you want to have on the table and when, and what, basically. So the third aspect is no army building. You have a number of miniatures, and you can use all the miniatures you want. You want an army of full dragons, no problem. You have, play it. If you will find a way of playing, no problem. But then enemy will have a chance to put a nice counter against that. So yeah. Things I don't really like about the war games, I did mention this one many times, is that, you know, I remember playing lots of Warhammer Fantasy Battles. I was I think considering quite good in that game, but you knew whenever you place your models and how, you know, the setup of your army on a table almost dictates who won the game, right? So that's it. We could, you know, shake our hands and okay, goodbye, because I know I'm gonna win because my charge against this models or your charge against that one, you know, unless it fail, but good players never fail their charges. Yeah, you will basically win the game on the setup. So that's something I want to totally avoid, because the game became boring. I don't want to play again, you know, when I have to, you know, be careful with that. And you cannot basically, in this type of setup, you cannot basically avoid this, right? Even if I have to set up one unit, you basically put the counter unit against, like, kind of 1-to-1 ready for the charge, and then nothing you can do about it. Right, let's have a look what else we have here. Okay, so you have seen them in the update. So this is the bunch, that's the bunch of things we have done it. Yes, somebody, you already mentioned that we have something clear. I had a clear plastic here, so we will see. I think we can do more clear elements, and maybe even we're going to go into clear caves. But yeah, something. We have a meeting about it next week. Sorry, let me do the water. And that. This is the announcement I wanted to make today. We signed a deal with Bethesda. So Bethesda and Archon Studio. For 2025, we plan to have 2 IP games. Now, I'm not gonna be telling you today what these games are. You may only guess it. I will leave it for a proper announcement. But it's one of the deals and many other deals we already we signed. So we are ready to start things announcing soon. 2 games, not 1. It's a double deal, which really never happened before. I think we did quite well with Wolfenstein, because that's why we got 2 deals at one go. And yeah, so 2025 proper announcement should be on our page soon, with the titles. I believe, I think we're gonna put the titles there just to make sure that you know what's coming. Yeah, you might try to guess, but I'm not gonna tell you, by the way, so in the comments. Let me just check if there is any more questions, comments. Yeah, Steve is right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're gonna reach more people. There's Amas. Yeah, for Mike here. Yeah, so you have an answer here from Jakub. Jakub is a project manager for that project. Now we just need an Amazon series for heroes. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. it's a funny fact from GW, by the way. So at the licensing shows, at a chat with people from Games Workshop, and they really believe in Amazon, a 40k Amazon show, that it's probably gonna double the sales. So probably gonna hit them roundabout to the mark of £1 billion pounds or dollars actually in sold product. Currently they do like 500 to 600 million a year. So for them, Amazon show is it's absolutely huge. And I believe that if you're going to look into their report, like financial report, and about the investments they currently doing, is to make sure they're going to be able to fulfill the demand for 40k once the show goes to the mainstream. So yeah, that's for GW huge. So anything out there, anything from the IPs out there, is always going to bring hype, and hype always going to bring sales of these IP products. I don't think so. Do you expect the surge of interest in miniatures D&D after the release of the new season of Stranger Things? Maybe you somehow prepare for it. I don't think so. Maybe just, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna put much in them. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't really think so. Because it's not like widespread. It's just like gonna be probably one character or maybe two characters, and that's about it. So Vecna or whatever, or Demigorgon, but they don't have that much push like you had like with D&D movie itself. So I would rather wait for animated series or other things released by Hasbro. I think Hasbro has got some plans for this year and next year. So at least they were announcing something. So we'll see how that one going to work, but not the Stranger Things. Lots of people find out about Dungeons and Dragons from the Stranger Things. That's right, that's correct. I don't think it was like, it didn't make a huge impact, right? If you had like, I don't know, D&D series with, you know, with Kardashians, that would be great. Imagine Kardashians doing D&D sessions, live streaming sessions. You would have a lot of people joining D&D overnight. Hello, will there be Heroes 3 tournaments outside Poland? The first time I couldn't even open the event Facebook page as it was location restricted. Yes, it will be. It will be as soon as we get a product. I mean, as soon as we get the games into stores. Once we have them in stores, we will basically going to plan out all the tournaments. Because at the moment, there's no point of announcing tournaments if the stores don't have the games yet. As soon as we have the games there, we will do it. And we want to do it for the larger audience. I know there's lots of backers, obviously, great, but I want to do it for the larger audience. Okay. Oh yes, we will get more hero cards for the already released factions of heroes. Yes, that's for sure. So I did answer this one. The plan for the train was tomorrow, but the dispatcher just let us know via email today that actually it's 7 days delay. The train is delayed for 7 days, going through the Belarus. And this happens basically. It's a political thingy. Every single train which goes through Belarus being now delayed. Kind of, I will believe, on purpose. just to push a little bit pressure on China, then to push a little bit on Belarus, maybe then put a little bit on Russia. Something, you know, the political stupid games which is happening, which are happening at the moment. So yeah, the train is 7 days delayed, so it should be this week. It's gonna be next week. So the fastest we can start shipping in is within 2 weeks time from now. Hi Rafael, no, we don't have a closing date for the pledge manager. We have the opening date. Closing date, we believe, should be at least few months, like 3-4 months after opening. In most of the cases, we keep it for a little bit longer than we always say, because, you know, it all depends how many people actually close the pledges. We let them know, we send them email. If there is still a huge number of people who haven't closed the pledges, this means they're not ready to close it financially or whatever, and then we have to delay it for at least 1 month. But you will be well informed about the closing date, and probably, well, via emails and other media like Facebook. Yeah. So we're also going to look for the tournaments organizers. So what we're gonna have for the tournament organizers, and this is part of the merge, we will have. So we'll have some like a free merge for tournament organizers, and so on. And also, you're not only gonna get the tournament exclusive cards, but also other prizes. Dice trays, they are, yes, we will have dice trays, that's for sure. I do have like a massive list of things. Like the best of heroes, I would like to have one for each faction for Masters of Orion, so every can see who it is, who is who. We won't be doing this for Master of Orion. That's good. That's a good idea, but at this stage the project is so advanced that we won't be able to add this. Maybe in the future. So Richard, the best way to do that is basically get in touch with us, with our team via email. If you go to our page, if you go to contact, you may just get in touch with Michał. And I think you just have to send email to the rules team, and you will be put on the list to organize the tournament. And yeah, and everything will be, you know, all the information you're gonna get through email. Not straight away, because we're still working on that one. So you have to give us at least a couple of weeks, or maybe a couple even months before we have everything sorted out. This means shipping to stores and so on. There's a couple conditions. One of the conditions is basically the tournament needs to be run in stores, and that store needs to have stock basically in place. Will we ever get any additional content for Battlefield expansion? Stay tuned. Stay tuned for what's the name for the campaign. Okay. Yes, that's the Michał for the tournaments. Here we have. Hello, Michał. Okay, it's 9 o'clock-ish here. If you don't have any more questions. How Jarek, what's up? Good. So far, so good. Yeah, we settle it slowly, settling down with all the setups and everything, and getting offices looks nice, and yeah. So yeah. Okay. I'm about to finish then. So thank you again for dialing. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned as always for the more news and more info about our future projects. If you haven't signed up to the channel, please do so, because then you're gonna, informed. We're not gonna be sending you through any, commercials or whatsoever, but it's about being and staying informed. I think more people watching about this, then more people know what's going on behind the scenes. So thanks again, and I'm gonna see you in 4 weeks time. Bye bye.